you know what, these songs aren't doing any good sitting on my computer doing nothing. If they can make somebody smile, if it's, you know, a silly thing that gets them up and active and dancing and just, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm a sucker for a good pun and a good play on words.
I do too. Alliteration.
This song is full of them.
Yeah. Oh, I heard every single one of them.
I'm sure you did.
I actually think your song is going to end up on TikTok. Like it's very TikTokable, if you know what I mean.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Go forth in TikTok.
Yeah. So guys, in the comments,
great.
like, I want you to, well, tell them where they can find your song and then how they can, because we want to see your TikToks. Like, honestly, I'm falling for it.
Yeah, so this is the great thing about this song as well, is that Google is doing an amazing thing with the World Health Organization. And I give so much credit to all of the songwriters and producers that worked on this song, because they've all donated their percentage of the proceeds, and I'm donating my percentage of the proceeds as well to World Health Organization. And Google is going to match that as well, at least for this month, I believe. So anything we can do to say thank you to the people that are working so tirelessly to you know, help the world. So anytime you download the song, anywhere you buy it, it's on Apple Music, it's on iTunes, it's on Spotify. It should be on Google Play and Amazon Music within the next 2 days. All of the downloading and processing times are different for the different platforms. So it's something I'm still learning as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, you should be able to find the song anywhere you download your music, and every download, every purchase, it all goes to World Health.
Okay. So everyone down there is saying you should get on TikTok. So public service announcement. Maybe you can do that this weekend. I don't know if you're busy, you and Bob.
I have to figure out TikTok. I know.
I can show you that offline. It's so easy, and you have a song now, and you have Bob, so it pretty much already went viral.
Perfect.
Okay, we're gonna play before we start answering questions, because I see lots of them coming in. We're gonna play a little quarantine game.
Okay.
And it's called Marry, Quarantine, and Social Distance. And it is you, Kat, answering as you, not as your character. And I'm going to name 3 random pop culture people. Okay. Jon Snow, Oliver Queen, Felicity Smoke.
Okay, what are my options?
Marry, quarantine with, social distance.
Oh, goodness. Well, out of those options, I think I'd have to quarantine Jon Snow, because he's been through all sorts of things, and you don't know what he's as a carrier of. What disease?
Well, no. It's not quarantine him. It's quarantine with him.
Oh.
Yes.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna change my answer. I'm gonna social distance Jon Snow.
That's what I figured.
Because I think I'd want to quarantine with Oliver Queen, because survival of the fittest, and I love Emily so much, I'll marry Felicity Smoke.
I knew it. I knew you were going to say that. Okay, there's just 2 rounds. Second round is Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Michelle Obama, or Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, man, this is tough.
I almost made Angela Lansbury one of them, but my friend was like, why are you picking Angela? Weren't you in something with her, like when you were younger?
Yeah, I did a Broadway show with her. She played my grandmother for 6 months. I love that woman.
I was like,
quarantine with that woman.
Should we let's swap Jennifer Aniston out for Angela Lansbury. Sorry, Jennifer. So Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Michelle Obama, or Angela Lansbury?
Okay, I want to marry Michelle Obama, because I think she's so inspirational. Yeah. I absolutely adore her.
Okay.
I don't want to socially distance Ruth Bader Ginsburg, but I want to quarantine with Angela Lansbury.
Okay, but socially distance Ruth Bader Ginsburg, because she needs to be protected.
She does need to be protected. So yes, given my proximity to COVID, I will social distance to keep her safe. And I mean, I want to keep Angela safe too, but I also miss her.
Okay. So one last round. Tiger King, also known as Joseph Exotic. Have you watched Tiger King?
Oh, yes.
Okay, good. Harry Potter or Oprah? Really runs the gamut.
Okay. So it was Joe Exotic, Harry Potter, and Oprah?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll marry Harry Potter because he's a wizard and I want to go to Hogwarts, at least just for a visit.
Okay,
You know,
perfect.
Yeah, I think that's great.
I think he'd be a great husband.
He would be, you know, help around the house with a wave of the wand. It's perfect. And I would social distance Joe Exotic simply because I would rather quarantine with
Oprah.
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 Yes,
I know.
want to quarantine with Oprah.
You have selected all the right answers. It's exactly what I was like. I think this is what Kat's gonna say. All right. So we'll talk more about your new song later because I want to know if you have been singing since you were a young kid. Do you play any instruments? But I also want to take questions because we have 400 of them. So I'm going to start looking for them. But while I'm looking, okay. Someone asked who James is. We already covered that. Have you ever ridden a horse? Okay.
I have actually.
Yeah.
I did a few times for Girl Scouts, and it's something I've always loved. It's something I've always wanted to do more of.
Okay.
Hopefully someday in some project I'll get to go ride a horse.
Okay. Someone asks, what's it like to film fighting noises?
So this is actually a really funny thing. When I was taught to box, I was taught to make noise. So since I've been doing martial arts, started with Shadowhunters and onward, it's something that I've always done. So I'm very loud even when I'm fighting on set. And I did a fight at I didn't even notice it until I was doing a fight with a girl on Shadowhunters who it was her first fight ever, and she hadn't been told that.
Oh.
So I was the only one making noises, and it's this 5-minute fight in a 2.5-page scene, and we're sitting here doing this, and it's completely silent on her end, and I'm going, and you know, I'm no stranger to making an idiot of myself, so I did it anyway. But the time when it's the funniest is in ADR. Okay. And for those who don't know what ADR is, it's where we go in after the project is shot, and if somebody made a loud footstep on a line, or if somebody, you know, the microphone didn't pick something up, we go in and re-voice ourselves. But they also always make us do a pass of breathing and fight noises.
Oh, okay. Just that must be so awkward.
Can line it all up. It's less awkward than it is funny, because you'll be sitting there in a booth wearing headphones, making all of those noises, and then trying to match your breaths to the rise and fall of your shoulders till it cuts to black. And it really is, it will wind you to do that.
All right. Here's a good one. Who was the craziest during table reads?
I would have to say Dom and Alberto were always the craziest.
Okay.
And we didn't ever do table reads for Arrow. We only did one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we only had weekly table reads for Shadowhunters. But Dom and Alberto would always crack each other up during table reads. And I was always sitting either between them or next to one of them. So I got the runoff of the laughter, which I thoroughly enjoyed.
Amazing. Well, so I had another question for you. On Arrow, who would always make you break in a scene? Like, was there someone who you just could not stay serious with?
I'm trying to think. In retrospect, probably, I think Ben and I, well, I didn't break very much during Arrow, but I would say if anyone did, it would either be Emily or Ben. And I think it's because our sense of humor is so similar.
Okay.
Emily Bett Rickards, who played Felicity Smoke for those who don't. She and I have a very similar sense of humor and would always make jokes or plays on words or be singing Hamilton between takes. So she and I would always end up laughing. But Ben and I had so much fun. Ben Lewis, who plays my brother William on Arrow, he's just a fantastic human, and he and I have gotten along since day one and had a very sibling relationship in the best way. So we've had a very lovely banter from the very beginning.
Okay, so we have so many good questions. Someone wants to know your favorite and least favorite style of dance, and then I have another good one after that.
Ooh. This is hard for me because I started as a dancer. So I've been doing ballet since I was 2. So I am a huge ballet nerd. I know the plot of most ballets. I know, you know, I studied it ever since I was very, very small. But I have to say something that I think people forget about is tap. I love tap. I started doing tap when I was about 12, and there's something about it that It's so classic, and it's becoming a bit of a lost art.
Yeah. Do you have tap shoes at home?
I do. I don't know if they still fit, but
I'm going to request, just like, if you and Bob have free time this weekend, if you could just try them on and just see if you still have it.
That's a really good idea, because I'll still tap in boots on set.
Oh.
It's how I pass the time sometimes if, I need to stay awake and I'm
very interested in this content. I would like to see it. Wait, so I looked up some stuff on the internet about you.
Oh dear.
What the internet says is true. I want you to tell me if it's true.
Okay.
So the internet says, it said you're a classically trained ballet dancer, which you just confirmed. It says that you are a great baker.
I am.
What have you baked in quarantine?
The other day I made some oatmeal butterscotch cookies, which is it's my favorite and kind of my specialty.
Did you put the recipe out? Just asking for me.
It's a family recipe, so maybe not. But that's why I love it.
It's not fun to keep secrets during a pandemic, a global pandemic.
I'd have to ask my grandma.
Okay.
But all of my recipes, or most of my recipes at least, are from my great-grandmother to my grandmother to me. So that's why I love baking, because it reminds me of home, and it's so comforting. And I love baking for other people, though. So, every year at the holidays, my kitchen becomes a little Keebler Elf cookie studio, and I make cookies, and that's when I get to try out new Pinterest recipes and all sorts of things.
I'm seeing like a lot of people are baking and cooking right now, and I feel like it's like the different phases of pandemic depression. You're like, watch Tiger King, bake a cake, find yeast, make some bread, and then you just end up with drinking, and it's fine.
Oh, it's amazing. No, I have a friend who has been cooking on his Instagram and showing step by step, and so I've just been living vicariously.
Oh, that's great.
Through his Instagram as he cooks like steak and glorious breakfasts and things like this.
Ooh, delicious. All right, so let's see what else. The internet also says you are an only child.
I am.
True. It's I like this one because I know the answer to it. It says she is advanced in some subjects. It didn't give you all of them. It just said some.
So I'm a huge nerd. I always loved school, and I was very fortunate to have a teacher who saw that early on and sort of fostered that in me.
Okay.
But I graduated high school when I was 14, and then graduated with my bachelor's degree summa cum laude in business when I was 17.
Drexel, I remember that.
University. There you go.
Amazing. Okay, so you're kind of smart, I guess.
I come from a family in the fields of science and medicine, so being in business, I thought I was already the black sheep, and now I do this for a living.
I know, so shameful. So, okay, people want to know, how did you and Bob meet?
Bob and I met right after I wrapped Shadowhunters. I had a Bob that I called Bruce. In Toronto, because his face was somehow shaped differently than any other Bob I'd seen, and he looked a little bit like Bruce Willis.
Okay.
So I had Bruce, and I gave Bruce to the stunt team of Shadowhunters. And then when I got to LA, I wanted to keep training, because when I had met Bruce initially, it allowed me to train with much more specificity to my kicks and where things land and all of that. And I wanted to continue that. So I met Bob. And I'm pretty sure we met on Craigslist.
It gets shadier by the moment.
We're all good relationships.
Yeah. Is Bob like nearby, or is he?
Yeah. Would you like to see Bob?
Yeah, I actually, sadly I would.
Yeah. All right. Well, here's Bob.
Okay. All right. Oh, God.
I put a shirt on him today. Solid Panda.
I actually jumped a little bit. I didn't realize I've only seen him without his shirt on, so you can understand. Wasn't expecting him to be clothed.
Oh yes, I had a trivia with some of my friends in England a few hours ago, and they were having happy hour drinks, so I joined them at noon.
Oh,
I drank coffee, but still. But they were appalled that Bob was not wearing a shirt, so I found an old Rock Solid Panda T-shirt, which was a band at Shadowhunters, and threw it on him.
Amazing. Oh, so we're getting a lot of Shadowhunter questions, but I also wanted to know, there's like something you said about quarantine. I want to know who do you miss the most of your friends right now? Like, is it friends you miss? Is it, what do you miss the most? Because I miss humans.
Well, yes, I'm a very social creature. So
Yeah.
I've learned that I need sunshine and people
Mm-hmm.
to feel
Mm-hmm.
normal. And it's very interesting. This was the period of time I had a couple of months off, and I was
Yeah.
going to be in LA and have a chance to see friends and go visit family, and I was going to go visit my friends in England and
Yeah.
all this. And now I'm FaceTiming with everyone
I
and being
know.
home. So I really miss my family because I don't get a chance to see them often, and that time has become very special. But also,
Yeah.
there's a few game nights and a few groups of friends that we always end up at a couple different places here in LA. And
Yeah.
there's one place in particular that, given any night, I can show up there and pretty much there will be a couple of my friends at a table somewhere hanging out.
Oh,
And I miss that. Just being
yeah.
able to drop in or drop by somebody's house and just say hi and, hang out for a bit.
So I know you can't pick just one, but if you were allowed, let's say we were each allowed one quarantine friend right now, do you know who you'd pick just for like a week? You don't have to pick. I mean, you love all your friends. I get that.
Yeah.
But if there's someone that you could let into the safe zone for 1 week, who would it be and why?
I would have to say my best friend, Will Tudor. Most people know who that is.
Yeah, yeah.
Just because we have the same taste in TV and movies and books and music.
Yeah.
And not only that, but we tend to have these, we call them debates, but they're not really. So one of us will bring up a topic and we end up by auxiliary picking a side. And then we'll discuss it and see if we out outlogic the other person.
Okay.
And
all right.
It's very fun and very entertaining.
You guys would keep each other busy for a good long week.
Yeah, and he can cook.
Oh, see, that's nice. Someone wants to know where your dog is.
Oh, so this is something that a lot of people have been asking about. And so season 1 of Shadowhunters, I was talking to my mom.
Yeah.
And I said to her, you know what? I think I'm going to get a dog after this season because I miss having something. I grew up with cats and I had a dog at one point and I missed having something fuzzy.
Mm-hmm.
And the next day she turns around the FaceTime and she's gone and adopted a dog. So then the dog ends up in Toronto with me, and eventually, I brought her back to LA, and we were trying to figure out because the schedule of Shadowhunters was insane, and I was working 3 nights and living in a high rise, and I spent so much. Her name was Sophie, and I spent so much time with her. It was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Then when I went back for season 2, I was talking to my godmother who lives in Arizona and has a huge yard and 2 other dogs and 2 kids. And I said, just until I figure things out, can I leave her with you?
Oh.
As like a little doggy vacation.
Yeah.
So she's not in an apartment for 6 months.
Yeah.
And her son absolutely fell in love with Sophie and basically adopted her into the family. So Sophie lives with them now.
Yeah.
And I had to make a tough parent decision and go, you know what, Sophie has a better quality of life in Arizona. So I go visit and I send food and I send, money for vet bills and my dose of child support.
Do you FaceTime with Sophie now?
Yes, I do. And I get videos from Sophie.
Okay.
And I miss her terribly.
Okay.
But I'm glad that I'm not, again, even with this situation, it would be so hard to give a dog. I admire people who are somehow giving their dogs a great quality of life and any pets.
Yeah.
During this time, it's so difficult for humans.
I know. I was so nervous when I read that tiger got COVID, and I was like, oh gosh, cats can get COVID, but apparently dogs can't. So nobody's safe.
No.
At all. Okay, someone wants to know, I mean, you're expecting this question. Is Shadowhunters ever coming back?
So this is the thing. It's above my pay grade, so I don't technically know. I think Shadowhunters in its original iteration probably will not come back.
Okay.
But there are a lot of shows that do reunions years and years later. And I would say that if that were to ever come to fruition, if there were ever a chance to go back to Shadowhunters in any capacity, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Who do you miss the most from your Shadowhunter gang? It's hard to pick, I know.
It is hard to pick because we all lived within 3 blocks of each other while we were shooting. So we saw each other constantly, and we actually still do. Most of the cast lives in LA now, so we get together every couple weeks and hang out when everybody's in town.
I feel like I don't want to tell you guys what to do, but we have free time. But don't you think like a Zoom Shadowhunter reunion could be in the books?
I would love that.
Yeah.
I don't know how to go about doing that or making that public or anything like that, but
I can show you that. After this, I'll show you TikTok. I'll show you Zoom.
I've been Zooming, but I don't know how to do like a public, I don't know.
Oh, I'll get to that later too.
Okay,
I'll tell you. All right, let's see. Let's take another question here. Oh, who do you miss the most from your Arrow cast right now?
Arrow was super special. You know, having our core group, me and Ben, who played my brother, Katherine and JoJo and Emily and all those amazing people. Also, I became really close friends with one of the writers in her name's Maya. She's like she's this badass young writer who I just think the world of, and she and I really hit it off. So I miss those people. I miss that family, and I miss the crew. We had such an amazing crew with our hair and makeup team and our camera operators and our props and wardrobe and everybody who worked on that show got to be such a family because they had worked together. It was like Shadowhunters. You know, they worked together for years and years, and it becomes such a cohesive unit. You know, it's hard to break up a family like that.
I know. It's like going to school, right? It's like being in high school, then college, and then each show is its own kind of fun experience. So we know, you told me last time we saw each other during the Stylecaster shoot that you used to like knit on set. And that you're secretly a grandma inside. Have you been knitting during quarantine?
I have been knitting a little bit. You know, I've been trying to get other things done because normally I take knitting to set because it's a great thing to do when you want to sit and talk to people and still feel like you're getting something done. But now I can't really knit and FaceTime because I need a hand. So
wait, what?
I guess I could set the phone down.
Set the phone down or put it on Bob.
Oh, there you go.
You know.
I'll tape it to Bob. See, you're solving all my problems today.
I know. I'm like your IT support. It's fine. Okay, what are you binging right now? Other than Tiger King, we all do.
Other than Tiger King.
Yeah.
I binged the 3rd season of Ozark.
Oh, I was gonna start that later tonight.
Which was awesome.
Yeah.
I watched Love is Blind.
Good.
Which was brilliant.
That's on my list too.
I just worked on this Stephen King miniseries called The Stand.
Oh, nice.
And it's based on the book of the same title. And I got to work with Alexander Skarsgård, who was just so lovely and wonderful. And I realized I had never watched True Blood.
Oh, really? True Blood's really good.
I went through and I've watched all 7 seasons of True Blood.
Yeah. I would recommend the book series too. If you're looking for a good book to read, it is the easiest reading and it is so cheesy, but in the best way possible. It is perfect quarantine reading.
Awesome. Well, I'm working my way through Harry Potter right now because I've been a huge Harry Potter fan for years.
You never read it?
I read them. No.
What? Oh my gosh.
I read every other YA series except Harry Potter, and I don't even know why.
Yeah, they're the best. They made me love reading when I was younger. Yeah. All right, so we know what you're binging. Should we take a few more questions because people are going to get mad at me? How are you, Kat? Oh, come on. We can do better than that. Did you like being in school? When you were in school. All right, Kat, you tell me when you want me to. Will you care? Oh, someone wants to know about the future of the Arrow series.
So that's even more so now up in the air. You know, we did the backdoor pilot, which aired as a penultimate episode of Arrow, and at this point, we don't know because they had told us that they weren't giving us an answer until May when they had all of their other pilots and knew what their season was going to be and all of that. But now, with the way the world is, we don't know. Yeah.
Someone else wants to know, do you have a favorite behind-the-scenes story from Arrow or Memory and from Shadowhunters that you would want to share with us?
I think one of my favorite behind-the-scenes moments from Arrow would have to be from the crossover. Because it's such a special thing that is so rarely done in television. Where you have all of these amazing people, all these characters that are so classic from all these different shows, and all of the individuals that play them are equally as wonderful. Yeah. So it's really fun to be on set, and especially, you know, I'm so fortunate to get to do something that I really love for a living, and it kind of hits you at random moments. For example, when you're on set and there's a couple Supermen and the Green Arrow and Batwoman and Supergirl and the Flash, and you're all in super suits and you're in your own super suit, and you sort of look around and go, wait, how is this my job?
Yeah.
This doesn't make sense, but I'm so thankful.
Yeah, yeah. Do you miss wearing your super suit?
I do. It's really fun.
Could you wear it? You don't have it at home, right?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to suggest the super suit with a tap dance, but I think maybe that's too far.
I would, and I think Grant and I actually did that on set at one point. But no, I don't have it. I don't even know where it is at this point. It's probably in some locked storage facility somewhere in Canada.
Okay, so let's take a little break. I want to know, because you've been in a lot of shows, because you've been acting since you were so young. So we're going to play a little drinking game here.
Okay.
And the game is that I'm going to drink while you answer the question. So name 6 shows you were in, like, throughout your career in 10 seconds.
Okay.
Okay. I'll start counting.
Okay.
Which means I have to put my drink down. Okay. Ready? Go. 10.
Arrow, Shadowhunters, Jesse, Kicking It, Touch, Law and Order SVU,
Glee.
Glee, Drop Dead Diva.
You're like out of time.
Okay.
So you should drink.
Okay.
Everyone's like, that was the worst drinking game in the history of drinking games, but I did my best, okay? It's a pandemic. Kat, would you like to be part of the DC Titans cast?
Sure. That show, actually, I would love that because that show shoots in Toronto. And I miss Toronto because that's where we shot Shadowhunters, and I now have so many friends there, and it was home for so long. Also, the trainer that trained us for Shadowhunters now works with some of the Titans folks. Okay, and he's amazing. And it seems like such a badass show. I would love to.
Yeah, awesome. So some people want to know, I saw you doing this earlier in the week. You were going through all your scotches or whiskeys. What different whiskeys do you like right now?
So that was, I got asked to do a video for Cosmopolitan. They were doing a series of stir crazy of people in quarantine making cocktails of whatever's in their kitchen. Yeah. And I opened my liquor cabinet and looked at it and I went, so I have my wine with Steven. I have different tequilas and spiced rum and things that I've used for baking and different whiskeys that people have given me.
Okay, so that explains that. I was like, oh, there's a lot of whiskey there.
Yeah, but my favorite right now, actually, which is what I poured when I didn't know, you know, what if you were drinking wine or not, is actually my friend Sam Hewen has just come out with his own wine, or his own Scotch. Yeah. And it's fantastic.
Kat, you can't mock me, but my colleagues, if they're watching, are going to mock me. I've been watching Outlander. And,
I love Outlander.
It's fantastic, and I write recaps for She Knows, and they actually Sam retweeted my article last week or something, and I was like, oh, I feel like I should get whiskey for that.
You definitely should. You should get yourself a bottle of Sassenach. To celebrate.
I know
it really is fantastic.
We just promoted it on this live, so
there you go.
All right, let's do a few more questions, guys. Okay. Which TV series did you want to act in the most? Like when you were younger, what show resonated with you and you were like, I want to be an actress. I'd like to be in that.
There were so many shows, and it's actually funny. Glee was a huge one for me because I was acting in theater at the time, and I just loved that whole world and the fact that world was being portrayed on television by young people. And coincidentally enough, Harry was a huge inspiration for me because I was a dancer and he was a dancer, but then he also sang and he did so many other things and became such a great character. And I remember sitting at home in Missouri watching him going, I want to dance like that someday. I want to be able to move like that. And cut to 10 years later, I'm working with him. And he's become like a big brother and a mentor to me. My adoration for Harry Shum Jr. has only grown over the years.
Oh, amazing.
So he's just fantastic. But Glee was a big one. I'd say there's a few series I've watched that I would say are quote unquote near perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And that's series like Mad Men and Breaking Bad and
So good.
Fleabag. And there's been a few that have kind of really resonated for me in that way.
Breaking Bad was the one show I could not get into. I tried it 3 times.
Oh.
Do I need to just power through? Like, okay.
Yeah. There's a few, as with any series, there's a few ups and downs, but on the whole,
Yeah.
it's worth it as well because the series finale of that show
Yeah.
is one of the best episodes of television I've ever watched.
Okay.
So it's worth it to make it to the end just to see that.
All right, so I will watch that. I felt like 6 Feet Under also had like a, did you ever watch that one? That had a great finale. That's worth kind of binging. Someone just asked, what's the first thing you want to do when you get out of quarantine? The very first thing.
The first thing I want to do is I want to go outside. And I want to go on a long hike. I want to go to my friend's house, pick them up, go on a long hike. Then after our long hike, I want to go to my favorite Mexican restaurant and eat Mexican food.
Amazing. Will you hug your friends, or do you think we're going to be in a weird world now where people are like at a distance?
I think if the CDC and the powers that be say that it's okay to hug people, I will hug random strangers on the street at this point. I miss humans.
I miss them too.
So please, everyone, social distance if you can. And to those who are out there helping and healing the world, thank you.
Yeah.
So we can all get back to normal.
Yeah. All right, Kat, this was great. I kind of want to do this again because it's going to go on for weeks and weeks. We're so excited about your new song. I hope there's going to be, are you going to release more music?
So I'm thinking there's one other one that I have that I actually wrote about 6 years ago as well.
Okay.
I was thinking if this is well received, I might release that in a few weeks.
Okay. All right. But Kat, really get on TikTok. I'm telling you, it's going to do very well on that platform.
Okay. Amazing.
All right. Guys, should we take one last question, Kat?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. One last question, guys. Somebody has asked maybe 400 times if you're going to Turkey. We're not going anywhere right now. Who's James? Sorry, you know, there's a lot. Do you miss Shadowhunters? I think that's an obvious yes. Okay. All right. Someone asked if we should drink from a toilet. I'm going to answer that. Absolutely not.
No.
Which Skylar? Oh, wow. Kat, would you like to be in a rom-com? I think we can do better. Oh, Hogwarts. What Hogwarts house are you in?
So, okay, I'll give the long answer.
Okay.
If I have to pick one, I'm a Ravenclaw.
Really?
Yes. I'm such a huge nerd. It's who I am. But I would say because I don't truly believe that anyone fits solely into one house.
Okay.
Entirely. And maybe that's just because I'm an actor and a cusp astrologically and all of those things. But I would say I'm a Ravenclaw with Gryffindor tendencies and a sprinkle of Hufflepuff. Okay.
All right. I feel like I am a Gryffindor on the outside, but Slytherin. No, I'm not. I wish I could be. All right, guys. I want to keep chatting, Cap, but because it's just me and Alexa, and it's only you and Bob. Yeah. So what else do we have? But we're gonna let everyone go. Guys, definitely ask questions. Go to Kat's page, rate in the comments, and listen to her song. I already did it, so it's the best.
There we
Kat.
go. Cheers. Thank you so much.
Kat, great seeing you. All right.
Lovely to see you.
And I'll teach you all about the tricks that I'm going to show you on the interwebs, and you guys are welcome. I put the Zoom Shadowhunters reunion out in the universe.
I'll see what I can do.
I know, she's so bad.
Bye, guys. Talk soon.
Right, cheers.
Bye.